So this is what we're going to talk about today. And incidentally, this is what one of the many things I'll be covering in the group coaching course I'm working on at the moment that I'm launching in January. But yeah, so back to Helen. So Helen would do anything for anybody. She considered herself, I think, an asset to the company. So I worked in a bank at that time, and she just thought, well, I'm one of the greatest assets here. I really help. I do anything for anybody. I'm that really nice person. And of course, when the bank was cutting down and laying people off, Helen was on the list to go. Why was she on the list? Because she didn't do her own work. She was so busy helping other people, she got behind with her own work. And in a way, it was kind of, I think it was a blessing for her because she wasn't very good at her job. And the people pleasing was a way of fitting in and getting people to like her. But I think the management saw it as a way of not doing her job because she was so busy minding everybody else's business. Um, so, Pallavi, I think it's how we are raised. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Especially like Kayla said, women, because I bet your mum said to you, you've got to be nice. You've got to be nice to people. That word nice kept coming up when we were young, didn't it? We weren't told to be kind. We were told to be nice, good little girls. Um, and it, it made you think that to be loved, you had to get people on your side. You had to be nice to people. You had to you had to do for them so that they would love you. That is how I became a people pleaser. Uh, Pallavi, for example, I was always told by my parents not to stay out late. Yeah, me too. Not to answer back. Me too. Or keep my thoughts to myself. Yeah, my mum used to say, children should be seen and not heard. And do more appropriate things, while my brother didn't really. Oh my God, you lived the same life as me. I tell you, that was exactly what I was like. Um, Thank you. Thank you for that, Pallavi. Yes, Bob Lewis, stop being afraid of being disliked. You're going to get hate no matter how hard you try to please others. Better to just be honest about who and what you are. You'll still get hate, but you won't hate you. Hate's a very strong word, I think, Bob. Um, I I would say I got hurt more than hate. I hope, well, I think my exes probably did end up hating me, but I don't like that word, hate. um, yeah, so going back to people pleasing for me, because I didn't feel loved when I was young, and I didn't feel like I fitted in, I felt different. And these days I don't care. I mean, I like being different. I don't want to be the same as everybody else. But when you're young, particularly when you're a teenager and you feel like you don't fit in, um, it makes you look for love elsewhere. And because people pleasing comes from low self esteem, and low self esteem is a low vibrational energy. In other words, you are bringing yourself down instead of lifting yourself up. And when you live in that state of spiraling downwards, especially for women and young girls, you are open, open field day for um, people that want to take advantage of you, people, male predators, particularly. I got mixed up with some not very nice people when I was young, which is something I truly regret. I'm not ashamed of it anymore because I've forgiven myself for getting into those awful scrapes. Um, and I'm past that now. Like I say, I've put all of that away, but it makes me quite anxious still to talk about it. Uh, Pallavi, yeah, hate's a very strong word. Thank you. People pleasing is more for social approval and for fitting in. Definitely for fitting in and social approval, because that was the other thing. I had social anxiety from a very young age as well. Um, so the thing is, nice, as I say, comes from low self-esteem, which is a low vibrational energy. And anything like that is just going to make you miserable. You know, if you think of the situation where you have been so kind, or not kind, but nice and helpful, and you are doing your best to make everybody happy, and yeah, that they probably are really nice back to you, but they don't respect you. And the reason they don't respect you is because you're not respecting yourself. When you're not putting yourself first, when you're not taking care of yourself and just always doing stuff for other people, basically you are turning into a doormat. You're letting people walk all over you. If you are the sort of person who always, even if you don't want to do something, you say yes because you don't want to upset people. If you're the sort of person that never says what you want, you always go along with other people, like whatever your friends want to do, that's what you'll do as well. I was like that. And then when I did say, well, actually, I'd rather go there, they're like, well, we're going here. So, you do what you like. Hi, Larry. Um, and if you're the sort of person who, you want to get home, but there's some work to be done, so it's handed to you because they know that you're the one that will always stay behind and do it. And you really, really want to say, well, no, actually, I want to go home. Everybody else is going home. But you don't. You do it. And you think, well, at least they'll like me more, but they don't. They don't respect you. And we know that, don't we? We know that in our hearts, but we keep doing it because we haven't broken the pattern, because the patterns that we build up in childhood, the behaviors, the doing things on autopilot without really thinking about it, without reflecting on, why am I doing this? Why am I always saying yes when I really want to say no? Why don't I just refuse that person? That person makes me feel really uncomfortable when they talk to me, but why do I let them? Why do I let them into my life? Why don't I just tell them? This is what we do. Why do I let my so-called friends talk to me like that? If they were your friends, they wouldn't be talking to you like that. People pleasing, low self-esteem holds you back as well, because you're not going to push yourself forward because you're so frightened of being rejected. So you'll just stay small, you'll stay quiet, you'll never say what you want. You won't do the things that make you happy because you're doing the things that make other people happy instead. So what can we do to change that? Well, the first thing is to know what your values and boundaries are. Somehow we seem to attract, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying about predators and having a low vibration. If you are low vibrating, so if you're going downwards because you've got low self-esteem and you're trying hard to please other people but just making yourself feel resentful and terrible, then you will attract people that just want to use you. And they may not even mean to. They might be dumping work on you and not even really thinking about it, because you are sending out this message subconsciously. So you don't realize it, probably. They don't realize it, probably. But you are saying to them, dump on me. I'm a doormat. You can wipe your feet on me. I don't care. I don't care about myself. So therefore, why should you care about me? And that seems really harsh, but this is what's going on in our subconscious, because this is how we've grown up. Um, so kindness is different, because kindness is one of the high vibrational energies. So for me, I aim to live in a life rooted in love, gratitude, and kindness. And when you hold on to those three things in your life, it makes you so much stronger. So the first thing to do to get out of this low self-esteem, people pleasing, is to know what your values are, to know what's important in your life. So when somebody does something to you or around you that makes you feel icky, then they've probably stepped over a boundary. So, for example, you arrange to meet a friend and they are always late. They always keep you waiting. And then when you try to say, well, actually, it's a bit rude. I've been waiting here for half an hour. They just brush it off. So, no, well, whatever, stuck in traffic. What they're really saying is, I couldn't be bothered. Well, your value then is probably punctuality, trustworthiness, doing what you say you're going to do. Um, if you don't like people that aren't honest with you, then honesty is a value. So working out what you are, what's important in your life, what you want in your life, how you want to be treated. And think about how you maybe would treat somebody that you really love. That's how you should treat yourself, because you need to really love yourself, because you're the person that you're going to spend the whole of your life with. So why would you not love yourself? So kindness is a high vibrational energy. It will lift your self-esteem rather than bringing you down. So if you do an act of kindness for somebody, or if somebody does something for you, your self-esteem, your confidence lifts. You feel good about yourself. Your brain releases dopamine. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? In your brain, your brain releases dopamine, which is a feel-good chemical. You feel good, the other person feels good. So kindness is a very strong energy. My mum used to say to me, um, you've got to be cruel to be kind. So, my mum would say, oh yeah, I'm grounding you because, I've got to be cruel to be kind. She would say that, but I don't think she meant cruel, because what she was doing was being tough. So tough love, if you like. She was laying down rules to make sure I didn't get myself in a mess. She failed, unfortunately, but yeah, she would say things like, "You've got to be cruel to be kind." And I think, kindness is that toughness. You are not afraid to say what needs to be said. Pallavi, yes, treat others the way you would like to be treated. Isn't that ironical? Yeah, ironical, yes. If you try to be kind and nice, they take you for granted. If you're being nice, people will potentially take you for granted. You're absolutely right, Bob. Your perception of yourself determines how you respond to personal experiences. Absolutely, how you feel about yourself really determines on how you react to any situation. Um, Hi, Suk. Is that Suk? Hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for being here. Um, so boundaries and values, and knowing that you don't need anybody else's approval either. You don't need people to like you as long as you like you. You don't need people to say it's okay to be however you want to be. You don't need it. It's nice for people to approve of you, but you don't need it. And this is what kindness brings to you. When you're kind to yourself, when you love yourself, when you have self-respect, then you are lifting your self-esteem, as I said. So kindness is a very strong energy. Um, so if you are a people pleaser now, then one of the things that you might want to think about, reflect on, ready for 2026, is how you are going to change that. Now, I'm not saying that I never say yes to things that I don't really want to do. I will still do that if I think it's the right thing to do. Like, if somebody really needs help, and, maybe I was planning to do something else, but I know perhaps they need to sit and talk to somebody, or perhaps they need a hand with something, then of course I will help them, because that's kind. It's not me being a doormat. It's me being kind. There is a big difference. Um, and how do you do that? What I suggest is look in the mirror and say, you are powerful and a lovely person. That's a really good idea, Pallavi. And do you actually do that, by the way? Tell me in the chat. Yes, because mirror work is one of the strongest exercises you can do for your self-confidence as a whole. Um, Lisa Nichols, who's a motivational speaker, and she does a lot on confidence, particularly for women. And she talks about mirror work all the time, and looking in the mirror and saying, I think she says is it three things? Three things that you are grateful for, three things that you want to forgive yourself for, and three things you'll do to improve. It's something like that. Brilliant. That's brilliant, Pallavi. That's what you need to do. Look yourself in the eyes and say something like, I love you. You are a great person. You can say things like, you're looking fantastic today. Just talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend. It's such a good exercise to do. Any more questions? I wrote down a few bullet points. You're welcome. I wrote down a few bullet points, but has anybody got any questions? Hi, Ogs Wesley. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so anybody got any more questions? Because I've run out of notes now. Bob, I suggest that the best mindset to have is to dance like nobody's watching. Dancing is brilliant. Dancing is brilliant, whether anybody's watching or not. Ho oppo, I can never say this properly. Opopono, whatever it is. Anyway, I've got a certificate in that. I did a course in that. And I used to do it all the time, actually. So that's another good thing to do in the morning. Now I've got to remember this now, but you say, I love you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. Thank you. Is that right, Pallavi? Can you remember? I love you. I'm sorry. Oh no, forgive me. Is it forgive me? You'll have to remind me. I can't remember. That's cute, Bob. Yeah, I can't remember the exact words, but if you can remember it, because it's a long time since I took that certification, I ought to refresh myself on that as well. Oh, you don't remember it either. Don't worry. Don't worry. Please forgive. Yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Sorry, I thought you were saying sorry, Pallavi. I am sorry. Yeah, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Um, and you just keep repeating that. You just keep repeating it, and it's from an old Hawaiian tradition, and it's been kind of modernized by a Hawaiian doctor, I think, who worked in a mental asylum, and he actually cured mentally ill patients by just repeating that over and over again. Um, and the course I did was with him and Joe Vitale, who is brilliant, Joe Vitale. Um, yeah. So any more questions? I love all these questions actually in comments. It's brilliant. Um, so like I said, the three energies that I keep in my life now, and this is one of the ways I built up my confidence, from being a very shy young girl, getting into lots of trouble. Hi, Stella. Lovely to see you. Getting into lots of trouble, like I said, having three horrible relationships. So I don't know if Kayla's still on, but she asked me what had happened. First one stabbed me and left me in an alley to die. Second one was physically abusive. Third one was mentally abusive. And then after those, I decided that enough is enough. I'm going to change. I'm going to break this pattern. So I decided I wasn't going to let anybody treat me like that anymore. Um, so worked on the people pleasing, worked on, at that point, I used to drink too much as well because I was trying to numb my emotions so I didn't feel anything. So, sorted that out. I still do drink, but not very much, very rarely now. Um, my social anxiety, I started talking to people, which was difficult at the time, to make yourself talk to people when you didn't want to. And I'd go bright red and kind of stutter and not know what to say and look really stupid at times. But I kept going, because when you step into the unknown and push your comfort zone and start taking those little risks, yes, it does feel uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is how you grow. So you just keep doing stuff. And even if it doesn't go right, even if you fail, even if you think you look stupid, you just keep going and going. Because if you say something daft, or if you like stumble over your words, people forget about it the next day. You don't. It, it loops around in your brain for months. Um, but the other person has forgotten about it. So just move on, just keep doing it. Um, I hit the gym and sorted it out. Yeah, yeah, exercise, brilliant. I used to run. I don't run so much now, but I have made a commitment to go back to it. I've just got a bad hip at the moment. But 2026 is the year when I'm going to go back to running. I just got to sort my hip out. So, yeah, so that's what I started doing. But what I brought into my life is stillness, silence, meditation, and love, kindness, and gratitude. And using those three energies, seeing them like energies that you can have flow into you and flow out of you, opening up my heart again, because I closed down my heart, as you can imagine, after such horrible relationships. I didn't want to love anybody ever again. I didn't want anybody to love me. I didn't think I was worth loving. Um, if you stumble, you sound more human. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, which is what we need. We need more human connection. But at the time, it feels like you are failing. Hi, Kalpana. Lovely to see you. Yeah, so I brought love, gratitude, and kindness into my world. What does that look like? It means that I try and treat everybody with love and respect. It's theirs. If they lose my respect, then that's down to them, not me. But I always love and respect everybody I meet. I always expect people to like me. It's midnight here. I'm sorry, I need to leave. Oh, thank you for being here at midnight. Oh, bless you. Do you know, that really touches my heart that you showed up at midnight. I would have been asleep for hours by now. So I really, really respect you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to finish off shortly anyway, so you can catch the rest on the replay. But good night. Sleep tight. Um, just curious to know, where are you? I'm in the UK, in the southwest of the UK. Um, yeah, so going back to love, I taken the bars off my heart, because when you get hurt, you tend to put bars over your heart and shut your heart down so that nobody can hurt you anymore. But the problem is you're not letting love in and you're not letting it out. So by opening up your heart, love flows more freely. Thank you, Pallavi. Um, kindness, if you do acts of kindness for people, kindness is like a boomerang, it comes back to you. Um, the more kindness you show to the world, the more the world will show you kindness. The same with gratitude. When you are grateful, then more things will come to you to be grateful for. And this is why I call them energies, because they flow. What goes out comes back to you. What goes out comes back to you all the time. And it spirals you upwards, so you're vibrating at a high energy rather than a low energy. So the people who were taking advantage of you, who are still vibrating at the lower energy, you're leaving them behind. So you're, as Michelle Obama said, when they take the low ground, we take the high ground. So this is what you're doing. You're taking that high ground, and you're moving out of their reach, if you like. You're strengthening yourself. So, if you don't like the idea of high energy and low energy, look at it like you are strengthening your resilience. You are putting up you're opening up your heart, but you're putting out that strong sense of, don't mess with me. This is the message you're sending out now, rather than, I'm the doormat, come and walk all over me. Hi, Rudy. You're coming in at the last minute because I've actually run out of things to say now. And I don't want to keep rambling on because people will start switching off and going home. So, does anybody else have anything else to say or any other questions? And I'm so grateful that you've been here today. Because if you don't, I'm going to finish off. Oh, is that Shay or Shy? So, you've joined at the last minute because I'm just about to say goodbye. So, you're going to have to watch the replay. But if anybody's got any questions on people pleasing or kindness or any other questions on confidence, please ask them now before I sign off. I'll just wait in case anybody's desperately typing before I close off. But if you think of anything afterwards, you can always message me anyway. Okay. All right, I'm going to finish off. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really grateful. Every time I do, especially when I do a solo live, I'm always grateful that people show up because I always think I'm going to be sat here talking to myself. And I don't mind that. That's absolutely fine. I'll quite happily talk to myself. So, goodbye, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good night, whatever it is for you, or good afternoon, even. Take care then, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.